to a sudden death playoff hole. Entering the second hole, his tee shot landed deep into the woods. From that point, he made one of the most miraculous shots in Masters history and eventually two-putted his way to victory. With the win, Watson moved up to number 4 in the official world golf rankings. It was a very emotional win for Watson, who dedicated the victory to his father, who passed away in 2010 due to throat cancer. Watson also dedicated the victory to his wife and new baby boy. With Watson's victory unquestionably being the highlight of the weekend, it was also the start of the Major League Baseball season, which I discussed last week. Now, I'll be the first to admit I didn't think the Mets would start well at all. I even went on to say that nothing was expected of them and that they would finish in dead last. Well, the Mets have opened up the season 4-0, much to the surprise of fans all across baseball. I want to make it very clear that I'm not a Met hater. I really like to see the Mets do well because I like to root for the underdogs. However, I don't believe the run will last all season. We have to keep in mind it's just 4 games in, and there are 158 more to go. I mentioned last week that there wasn't too much to look forward to, but with the quick starts to Daniel Murphy, David Wright, and Lucas Duda, much can be expected of the Mets this year if Ike Davis and Jason Bay can carry some slack as well. However, I don't expect to see the Mets playing in October anytime soon. Now, on the other side of the bridge, the Yankees opened up the season 1-3 with their first victory coming last night in Baltimore. They were swept over the weekend by the young, talented Rays, and much is being said about the Yankees being too old. Well, I'll be the first to admit that this team is old, but not too old to the point to say that they won't be around in the playoffs. There is too much talent on the field to be denied. Yes, Jeter and A-Rod are another year older, but there is still expected to be big years ahead. Also, anyone who calls Mariano Rivera washed up after one blow save must be losing their mind. He is without doubt the greatest closer in the game today and will eventually be a Hall of Famer. With that being said, there may be some concerns in the starting rotation, and it's just the start of the year. But that's just what it is. It's the start of the year, the first weekend of the season. I strongly believe the Yankees will be in the playoff picture, battling it out with the young and talented Rays and the hated Boston Red Sox. Back to you, Howie.
What about the Angels?
Great job. Just want to add, great job on the report. Just want to add about Bubba Watson. Did anyone who watched the Masters notice he was wearing all white, white shirt, white pants? That was to signify, it's really special about this young man because all these other golfers, not to criticize them or anything, but they all were wearing Nike shirts about their sponsors. He wore all white to promote birth defects. So he's really a good guy. So let's give it up for Bubba Watson. All right, Jackie, are you ready to thrill us again? Let's give it up for Jackie. She's going to give us another great performance, another great song.
All right, we have Miss Jackie here, thanks to Rocco Pasafume, and she's a wonderful singer. Rocco suggested she come on the show. I heard her sing the national anthem on YouTube for the big fight, the Moynihan fight, right?
Yes.
And so we got together. We rehearsed 2 of my original songs. I wrote these in 2009, so they're first seeing the light of day right now on the TV or the light of the sound of the speakers. Here we go. This is Miss Jackie doing Transformation.
Thank you.
Transformation, new direction, leave the past behind and grow.
Transformation, so redemption, surfing on a paradigm of this masochistic infatuation. New day, no isolation.
professional wrestling fans in the house? Who's your favorite wrestler? Randy Orton. All right. Let's give it up for our WWE report with Double M Mayor Mitch. Mayor, what's going on in the WWE universe?
A lot of us came back to the WWE Universe. How you doing, everyone? I'm Mayor Mitch. What's up, WWE Universe and Long Island? A lot of came back to WWE first with The Rock. Now Brock Lesnar came back to the WWE Monday Night Raw. There's a match possibly coming up this week or next week with John Cena. And that's pretty much it with the WWE Universe. Next week, check it out. And in 2 weeks from now, I think that there's a Hell in a Cell cage match. Now back to Howie.
All right, Mayor. Long Beach music scene. He knows every musician. He discovers great musicians. Let's give it up for the Long Beach music scene and Benoit.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Just real quick, so thanks so much for having me on each week, and that was incredible, Miss Jackie. Thank you so much. I would love to have Miss Jackie maybe come up here at one of or two of my upcoming shows. I had texted you about April 19th at Cabana. Maybe you'll make an appearance. Great. So April 19th at Cabana, I'm playing now. I want to mention Arts in the Plaza, May 26th. I'm also helping curate all the live music. So if anybody has any ideas or anything, that was a great suggestion, Rocco, to have Jackie. And if you know any musicians who want to play this season, every Saturday, the farmers market will be there. All the artists showing their artwork, original artwork, jewelry, paintings. It's phenomenal. And we're combining it. Last year it was just Sunday, or the last 2 years it's been Sundays. Now it's going to be every Saturday with the farmers market. You get great food, organic food, and you can also hear live music. We have an African drumming group that you heard, Howie, when the Chamber of Commerce had their party here. What was that? The winter, the bash. Anyway, Bolo Blawe. They're an African drumming group. They're coming May 26th, noon. Live music every Saturday from noon to 3. Also, just real quick, Music Noir Thursday Masterclasses at the Hub. Now, this is from 7 to 8:30. Any musician can come down of all levels, all instruments, all ages, too. It's an all-ages venue. They have video games. They have billiards tables. They have couches. It's very comfortable and clean place, and it's a $5 suggested donation. I run the class this week. We go over scales, modes, jamming, songs. We were reading some music with an electric violin player, a 16-year-old from Merrick, Allison Bernstein, last week, and it's just a phenomenal experience there. All sorts of regulars, so come on down for that. That's the Hub, 4060 Austin Boulevard. Following that masterclass is a jam session, open mic that I run with True Live Productions, and shout out to the True Live guys. That's from 9 to 1. I'd like to see more students coming down to my masterclass, so go to musicnoir.com and check that out. All the info's there, as well as the JW Trainers Gig, which maybe you could mention real quick. We were invited to be a part of the Knights of Columbus, Kenny Chesney, Tim McGraw bus. That's going to go to the MetLife, and we're going to play a tailgate party in the parking lot. And maybe you could just mention that real quick.
Yeah, that's going to be great on August 11th, right, Benoit?
Yes.
All right. And we also want to mention, I was going to mention at the beginning of the show, he's not here tonight. Maybe he will be on the show next week. But one of the great wrestling families, the grandfather was a three-time state champion. The father, Leo, was a state champion. And recently, from a senior at Long Beach High School, Dylan Palacio, not only was he a state champion, he was a national champion. So let's give it up for Dylan Palacio. Excellent. And 2 more segments left. We have Rocco, and we're going to close the show with Rachel. Rachel, you want to sing again?
Why not?
All right. Rocco. Rocco is a great inspirational story. You heard his movie review, but something near and dear to his heart. Rocco has Asperger's?
Yes.
A form of autism. There's been some great breakthroughs on it, and Rocco's going to talk about it.
Thank you very much, Howie. As far as the first thing that I'd like to talk about regarding autism is the level of progress that's been made. It's amazing how many more people have been diagnosed with the disorder. So I think that's really good in terms of having young children who have it have a chance to kind of be able to kind of recalibrate themselves. Because I think a lot of the key to how people can adapt and overcome autism is the ability to be able to know about it early on and be able to kind of be more self-aware of their own, idiosyncrasies and all that. The other thing that I learned about with autism that's a little troubling for me, I think, is the medical community wants to lump a whole bunch of different group of people who have all sorts of neurological disorders together as autistic. I think this is a potentially tragic mistake for the medical community because autism is a very complex and nuanced disorder, and that's especially hinted by the fact that on our ribbon it's in the form of a rainbow puzzle. It would be taking a step back and making, it runs the risk of making autistic as generic and crude a term as would be retarded or mentally challenged. I was diagnosed with autism very young. I was 13 years old, and I was very lucky because I had a lot of time to readjust myself and to be able to function more, with the rest of society. But I think the people who have it the hardest are the adults because they were not able to know about autism. When I got diagnosed, I was 13 years old. It was still very new, and not a lot of people knew about it. But I was very lucky because I had a great family, and I've had the luxury of being able to, like I said, adapt and overcome. But there's many people who have what I have, and they are adults, and they often are very brilliant people, and they end up, often through no fault of their own, being cast aside by society as being eccentric and being a little too weird for the norm. So I feel that there's much that needs to still be done in making autism something that everybody can understand. And I'm very proud, though, of my community and Long Island and the entire United States in general for being more receptive to what autism is about. So thank you.
Good job.
Fine young man, and Rocco's been with us for six weeks. He's an incredible young man, and we're proud to have him on our show. And I can't think of a better way. Our last segment, she has an incredible voice. Let's bring up Rachel Barkin one more time. Rachel's awesome. Rachel, what are you going to sing for our final performance?
I'm going to be singing Till There Is Soup from the Music Man.
Let's go for it. Has everybody enjoyed the show? Yeah! You guys like being on the radio? Yeah! All right. Go for it, Rachel.
Till
shine on the Halftime Howie Show. And let me wrap with this. My name is Halftime. I want to thank you for your